Customers will soon be able to buy Amazon products without leaving the app Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. Buy with Prime launches more benefits for .com sellers. There's now new kinds of split testing that you can do and manage your experiments. These news stories and more on today's Weekly Buzz. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is the Helium 10 Weekly Buzz, where we give you a rundown on all the news stories that's going on in the Amazon and Walmart and e-commerce world. We also give you the new Helium 10 features of the week, as well as a training tip of the week that'll give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Let's see what's buzzing. We've got tons and tons of really exciting news stories today. You know, sometimes it's, a little bit dull out there. You're trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel sometimes, it seems, when I'm trying to find news stories. But this week we got a few bangers out there. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, the first story is actually from CNN, and this is entitled Snapchat Users Can Now Buy Amazon Products Without Leaving the App. Now, this I thought was an interesting story. It's going to be followed up by another story that was actually announced last week. But according to CNN here, it says Amazon will now run shopping ads for select products on popular photo messaging app Snapchat. An Amazon spokesperson confirmed to CNN. Now, this spokesperson said that for the first time, customers will be able to shop Amazon Snapchat ads and check out with Amazon without leaving the app. All right. So that means, a lot of these social media apps, the last thing that they want you to do is leave the app. So, there's been a lot of reluctance sometimes for links that just take them out because, what do these social media apps want? They just want you to just stay in the app, right? Like you see the moves that TikTok Shop is making. They don't want you to have to go to Amazon. They want you to just buy right there in TikTok Shop. Like a lot of these apps make it difficult to go outside of the social media app because, they just want you, consuming the content there and consuming the ads, etc. So this is actually interesting. On Snapchat, you don't even have to leave the app to purchase Amazon products anymore. Now it says in-app shopping with Amazon is available for select products advertised on Snapchat and sold by Amazon or by independent sellers in Amazon store. So this is not just shipped and sold by Amazon. These are, products that are, you sellers out there are going to be able to sell. Now, the bottom of this article says this Snapchat news comes on the heels of a similar Amazon initiative announced with Meta's Facebook and Instagram platforms last week. So that's actually our second news article of the day, and it's by CNBC. And this was from last week, in case you missed it out there. This was entitled Meta Lets Amazon Shoppers Buy Products on Facebook and Instagram. Again, what's the key? Without leaving the apps. All right. So Meta debuted this feature that lets users connect their Facebook and Instagram accounts to Amazon so they can more easily buy goods promoted on their feeds. Now, it wasn't clear if Snapchat is doing the same thing. I mean, you'd almost have to. If you're not leaving Snapchat, that means that, your Amazon account must be linked inside of Snapchat. In a way. Now, this is just super, super interesting to me because, TikTok Shop, as we know, has been making all of the waves lately. And this could be, Amazon's answer to, social commerce, as it's called. And hey, maybe they see hey, this is the future. People are browsing social media and you want to kind of capture them, while they're browsing and, at the same time, make these apps happy by not taking them to the Amazon app. Now, the Amazon spokesperson said to CNBC, said customers in the U.S. will see real-time pricing, Prime eligibility, delivery estimates, and product details on select Amazon product ads in Facebook and Instagram as part of the new experience. So it's not just, there's going to be a little button over here where it says, yeah, go ahead and buy with Prime or buy this on Amazon. It sounds like, the buy box experience almost on Amazon, where you can see all these details about when it's going to get there. So this is, I don't know, I don't want to say has flown under the radar a little bit. This is already a week old. I'm reaching out to a lot of my contacts at Amazon to try and get some more details on what this is going to entail. But I think this could be, depending on how it's rolled out, could be huge for third-party sellers to be able to advertise directly on some apps, and especially depending on the kind of flexibility we're going to get for targeting So it could be something super, super cool. And again, like just more and more opportunity for e-commerce sellers out there now with this kind of like new thing of social commerce, be it TikTok Shop, be it Snapchat now, Instagram, Facebook. Really exciting times to be an e-commerce seller. Speaking of e-commerce sellers, the next article is from restofworld.org, and it's entitled How Shein and TikTok Shop Are Trying to Shake the Made in China Reputation. All right. So it's talking about how these platforms are looking for global sellers. And it gives a couple of examples. Like it talked about somebody who was in Latin America who was selling on the platform there that, we all know is one of the top ones in Latin America, which is Mercado Libre. And, she was doing like, $15,000 of revenue. And she actually said that, like when I first started considering Amazon, the process was confusing. There's too many documents required. The process to become a seller was very long, she said. But then this year in January, Shein, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't even know. Shein. But anyways, Shein contacted her and was like, hey, would you like to sell on our platform? And there was actually Mexico-based advisors that she could reach out to, and they helped her set up the account so that what she had said was difficult on Amazon wasn't on Shein. And she's already sold $16,000 worth of goods on Shein's marketplace since it launched in Mexico this past June, and it's already surpassed her Mercado Libre sales that she's been selling on for years. Now, in the past, for those who don't know much, and including myself, I don't really know much about, Shein, never bought one thing on it. But before, it was almost all like, China, Chinese sellers on there and made in China products. But then last year, they opened up distribution facilities in Poland, US, and Canada, this article says. And it's also opened up factories in Brazil and Turkey, and also one coming in India. Now, this article says, they're trying to compete with Amazon, and that's why they're trying to build their fulfillment network and also, open up to international third-party sellers. Now, go ahead and check the link in the description for the rest of this article. It's actually a super long article, but interesting. I really don't think Shein is like a big threat or anything to Amazon. I think the reputation of the products and service is kind of low right now, but it's something to look out for. And I'm curious, Shein reached out to this seller to sell on Amazon. What about any of you guys watching this? Have any of you been reached out to by Shein and Temu and TikTok Shop to sell on the platform? Let me know in the comments below. Next article is a press release from Amazon, and it's entitled 3 New Shopping Benefits Prime Members Get When Using Amazon's Buy with Prime. So Buy with Prime, was announced earlier. We actually talked about it on the show, where you can take, like the Amazon Prime experience and kind of put it on .com websites. All right. So until now, you could see like, reviews and things like that. And you can have, the literally buying with Prime, right? You get the same day or 1 day or 2 day delivery. But now Amazon is announcing 3 more updates to this program. This article says that this holiday season, Prime member benefits now will include 24/7 customer service through a live chat feature. Again, this is for Buy with Prime. Obviously, this has always existed for just regular Amazon. But now, if somebody's shopping on a Shopify website and that Shopify seller is using Buy with Prime, these are the benefits that the customer is going to be able to get. So again, 24/7 chat, live chat, for customer service. Another main benefit is that you're going to be able to see all of your orders in one place. So let's say today I buy something from my Amazon app, right? Tomorrow, I buy something from the Amazon website. Day after tomorrow, I go to a .com website that's using Buy with Prime and I buy something there. I can go in my Amazon app and I'm going to see all of those orders in the same place. So that's something that's new that, now is another benefit. Again, 24/7 live support. You can see here in this screenshot what that is going to look like. And then the returns, Amazon's already kind of pretty easy to have returns, but now Buy with Prime can go through the same return process. Even though they're buying from a .com website, now it says customers are going to be able to choose from an expanded number of convenient drop-off locations at UPS stores, Whole Food markets, or Amazon Fresh stores without boxing up or labeling items. All they have to do is show a QR code and hand over the item being returned. All right. Remember, this is something bought from a .com website, and now Buy with Prime members are going to get all these kind of like regular Amazon Prime benefits. So I'm just curious, how about you guys out there? Anybody start Buy with Prime? Does any of what I just mentioned here make you more inclined to perhaps do Buy with Prime if you've got a .com website? Let me know in the comments below. Next article is from adweek.com, and it's entitled, Advertisers are investing in TikTok shops despite mostly tepid results. Now, this is interesting to me because the title says, oh, mostly tepid results, but then the article goes on to just like give example after example of people kind of like crushing it on the platform. So the article to me didn't really match the headline here, but it says, hey, there's mostly lackluster results in TikTok shop. It says, like, that's not what I'm hearing. But then in the next paragraph, it says, hey, cosmetics brand BK Beauty joined TikTok shop when it opened up 3 months ago, barely spent anything on advertising, and since joining, the company has more than doubled revenue. Don't you see why I'm confused with all this negative talk? Like in the title in the first paragraph, the next paragraph says, oh yeah, somebody has spent single digits advertising, and now they've doubled their revenue. The article talks about how the platform is offering incentives such as ad credits, customer coupons. They're covering fulfillment charges, offering tons of promotions to gear up for Black Friday. I've talked about how Helium 10 Elite members like Elizabeth have been really absolutely just crushing it on that platform. In this article, another story they say, hey, mental health focused journal company Zenful Note has generated 45%, pretty much half of their sales from TikTok shop in just 2 months. So again, I don't know why they're kind of dissuading people from TikTok shop, but at the same time talking about how people are just crushing it on there. But it's going to be interesting to see how this how this goes, because like I really have high hopes for TikTok shop. It seems like they're doing the right things, and it's not just taking like a whole bunch of random products from manufacturers in China that they're shipping snail mail, that takes 3 days, so 3 weeks or something to deliver, like Shein or Temu. I mean, this is just like regular kind of like Amazon level of product. So I really think that's next year, that is going to be the platform that a lot of sellers are going to want to expand to. Next article is from payments.com, and this is entitled, Walgreens shifts e-commerce fulfillment from warehouses to retail stores. And it talks about how they're, instead of fulfilling their .com orders from their Walgreens warehouses, they're trying to do it at its 8,700 stores. They had this quote that says 78% of Americans live within 5 miles of a Walgreens. How about you guys listening out there? You probably have a Walgreens, pretty close to you, but 78% are near there. So this, maybe doesn't necessarily affect third-party sellers too much, because this is, Walgreens mainly sells a lot of their own products. But this is what I've always tried to talk to you guys, especially when I'm talking about Walmart and other places. We think too much only about selling online. If you can get in brick and mortar, it can be very lucrative. I've talked about, when I worked at another company, and they would sell in Walmart, the kind of POs that would cross my desk, where one PO was like way more than what our entire year of Amazon sales were. And we were in 7 figures of Amazon sales, and that would be like one PO from Walmart's, because of how many Walmarts there are. We had accounts at that same company I worked at Walgreens, and it was still big business, and you don't have to worry about a lot of advertising and customer service and all this stuff. So like when you are building your brand, absolutely start on Amazon, start on TikTok shop, but be thinking bigger picture, like really create a brand and great packaging and things like that. Because now if you start crushing on Amazon, you're going to get on the radar of buyers and at some of these places potentially, and maybe you can get your product in a Walgreens or a Walmart. And then this kind of move that Walgreens is doing is like pretty cool. Like imagine if you were making some kind of supplement, right? And you got it into Walgreens brick and mortar. Now your online sales for Walmart or Walgreens.com would also be pretty high, because the fulfillment process, potentially could have even same day delivery. Walgreens is saying that they're going to use like Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers to deliver their stuff. But anyways, just something to keep in mind, guys. Don't just confine yourself to thinking that you're only going to sell on online marketplaces. Getting into brick and mortar can be very lucrative. The next article is not really an article at all, but it's something that is in your Manager Experiments dashboard. So if you go to Manager Experiments, that's Amazon's kind of like split testing tool. It's always been free on live listings, and you've been able to do stuff like test your main image and things like that. But now you can actually start testing your A+ brand story, and also you can do simultaneous experiments too, where you test two separate things. All right, so this is something new-ish that maybe some of you didn't know about is available. I still recommend always doing your split testing and audience kind of like polling before you even have your listing. You can do that with Helium 10 Audience. It's just right there in your Helium 10 dashboard. It's also available. It's made by PickFu, and I've been using that for 6 years now, and that's like a game changer. But if you didn't do it before you launch and you're having trouble, absolutely you can use manager experiments on your live listing. Last article of the day is just kind of a funny one I wanted to throw in here because it kind of has to do with Amazon, but it's kind of crazy what we're going to. And this is CNBC, and it says Amazon's Astro robot is now a roving security guard for business. I mean, guys, we are literally going into the Terminator world. Amazon is selling this robot for $2,300, and it's for businesses, and it's like a security guard. It's on wheels, but it like roams your store during the day, make sure people are not stealing. It roams it during the night when you leave your place of business. But Amazon is more than just a marketplace. They're like at the forefront of a lot of different technologies, and now there's robot security guards, guys, in 2023, 2024. What is this world coming to? AI, robots, what is next? All right, that's it for the news this week. One thing I wanted you guys to know about was, if you like to get the news and maybe you're not always about watching a video, you just want to watch it or, read about the news, I have a brand new newsletter that, covers in depth a lot of these news articles we're talking about, and a lot of the things that we discuss in this show. So if you would like that just emailed to you from LinkedIn, and you have LinkedIn, super easy, one click to subscribe to it, completely free. Go to h10.me/newsletter, h10.me/newsletter. It takes you to your LinkedIn website, and then just hit subscribe, and you'll get notified every time that there's a new article. All right, now let's get into the new Helium 10 feature alerts of the week. Every week, Helium 10 is releasing new tools, new filters, new features, new functionality that you guys have been asking for. And so here's a rundown of what is cooking for this week. The first one that I'm going to talk about, actually all of these are in Atomic, our PPC management tool. And the first one is about day parting. All right. So in the past, you could select certain campaigns, and then in Helium, you can look at the data that Helium 10 provides and see that, wow, my ACOS is like infinity. It's like terrible Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So you know what? I'm going to pause my campaign every Saturday at that time so I can save some money, right? But that's just kind of like partially why people like day parting. A lot of people might want to increase their bid. Like maybe, on Sunday mornings, ACOS is like 6% on a certain campaign or a group of campaigns. Well, you might want to increase your bid at that time. Other times, maybe you don't want to pause the whole campaign, but maybe you want to decrease your bids. Well, now you're going to be able to do that. If you go to your day parting schedules section and you go to the bottom here where you can create the rules, you can just select which day you want to choose, the time period that you're wanting to do. Like let's say I pick Mondays from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. And now I can do increase bid, I can decrease the bid, or pause the campaign. And I can do this at the campaign level, or at the portfolio level, or even at the product level. So super cool update from Atomic that way. Really allows you to kind of like laser focus your spend and optimize it based on the previous performance, but on time of day and day of the week. Now, another quick filter that is new in Atomic, we have our AI bidding suggestions, and that's like based on the algorithms that you choose. I'm going to talk about a new update to the algorithms too. But like, for example, I've got a whole bunch of AI suggestions here about what I need to do to my targets as far as on the bidding in order to reach my goal, right? And so we have a couple new filters where I just want to see, hey, show me all of the suggestions, the AI suggestions where it's asking me to increase the bid or decrease the bid. All right. So that's a new filter that you're now going to be able to see on your suggestions page. The last update or feature alert for the day is the ability now on auto campaigns to choose a bid rule. All right. So a bid rule is kind of like, maybe you're trying to, hit a certain kind of target ACoS. Maybe you want to use our algorithm that maximizes the number of impressions. Maybe you want to maximize the number of orders. Maybe you want to use one of your custom bid algorithms. All right. So before, for auto campaigns, you weren't able to set these, but now for the auto campaigns, you can go ahead and choose one of our algorithms or one of your own and go ahead and activate it right there. So I highly suggest everybody go ahead and do that if you're using Atomic. All right, last up, we've got Shivali here for our training tip of the week, and it has to do with a keyword research technique, a very, very simple way that within seconds you can get tons of keyword ideas based on you entering a keyword into our tool Magnet. Shivali, take it away.
How to find long-tail keywords from a root keyword or phrase. Why is this important, and how can you use it to make money? Well, as an Amazon FBA seller, of course you're interested in ranking on the top half of page 1 for your main keywords, as well as your supplementary keywords. But how exactly can you lead to even more conversions? Well, of course you want to get in front of an audience that is ready to purchase. And the best way to identify that is by taking a look at your long tail keywords. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, these are those keywords that have maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 additional words in that actual search term. And by taking a look at those search terms, right, you're starting to take a look at those people who are ready to purchase. They're warmer leads, they know what they're looking for, and that means that they are ready to buy so long as you can convey exactly what it is that you are selling and it matches what they have on their mind. So let's go ahead and take a look at Magnet. I'm going to show you a filter you can use, and that is simply this word count filter right here inside of Magnet that you can use to input a minimum or maximum and narrow down your search results. So I went ahead and inputted coffin shelf as our main seed keyword and clicked get keywords. We were outputted 3,204 filtered keywords in results. And then I want to narrow that down further by finding those really excited consumers. I'm going to go in and input in a minimum of 4. I'm going to click apply. And as you can see, it immediately narrowed that down to 792 filtered keywords compared to the 3,000 plus we had before. Now, of course, not all of these are going to be relevant. I'm already seeing that instead of the coffin shelf, we're now taking a look at Vampire Diaries makeup. That's not really relevant at all. So let's go ahead and combine this with the phrases containing filter, and I can input in coffin, click apply filters, and you'll see that it automatically narrows me down even further to 157 filtered keywords. Now, this was a very, very fast way for you to go from 3,000 filtered keywords into 157 and find keyword phrases where people are looking for something very specific. Of course, if I were a consumer and I were typing in bookshelf, that's going to be a significantly different feel. I'm probably browsing for different styles of bookshelves compared to somebody that's typing in coffin-shaped bookshelf or coffin bookshelf large 6 feet tall. So this is a very precise market. And of course, I'll still want to go in and open each one of these up and see whether or not the search term is relevant to our product. But of course, this is really easy to also remove if I realize that that's not a phrase I want to maintain as part of my listing later on. So as you can see, this is a really easy way for you to find those really strong buyer intent keywords or key phrases that you are looking for that can help you boost your conversions really fast. Of course, you want to be ranking for those keywords and you want to drive traffic and all of that's great, but you also want to convert. And so when you're using those longer tail keywords, you can get in front of audiences that are looking for something specific, and that allows you to make that conversion a little bit easier. So that barrier to entry to actually get them to purchase is so much better when you are using words that are a little bit longer in length. So with this, I hope you go into Magnet, you implement, you take a look at those long tail keywords, and you find success. I will catch you in the next video.
Thank you very much, Shivali, for that. I really recommend, if you guys haven't done it recently, even if you've already been selling for a while, go ahead and put some of your main keywords, especially if it's not a long tail keyword, put that into Magnet and just see what comes up. Hit the Smart Complete button for once you have the keywords that come up after you put your main keyword in there, and see how many keywords come up. And I guarantee you, there's going to be keywords that are completely related to your main keyword, because it's your main keyword is literally a part of those keywords that you possibly didn't even know had search volume. So that's just like a cool little homework assignment for you guys. All right, thanks everybody for joining us this week. We'll see you next week to see what's buzzing.